After coming to the present Raman Ashramam, Rangan saw many imperfections in the residents there. Remarking on this, he said, "How is it, Bhagwan, that your devotees have growing egos even though they are living around you?" Bhagwan replied, "How else can the ego be destroyed? It has to come out of the individual. Therefore, this is only a cleansing process, not a growing process." Another time, Rangan asked Bhagwan, "Why do you always extol this stone-filled hill as God?" Bhagwan said, "Do you think Arunachala is merely a heap of boulders? Many holy people and yogis live even now in its caves. Arunachala is God. It is Shiva. It is Self. That Self which is your heart." As it happens between friends, humorous banter also took place between Rangan and Bhagwan. Once, Rangan asked Bhagwan, "Have you got anything to be achieved in life?" Bhagwan said, "Everything is achieved. There is nothing which is left out." "Which means what, Bhagwan?" his friend inquired. "I can be anything I like." Rangan had come with his grown-up daughter, so he said, "Can I bring a girl and get her married to you?" "Of course," Bhagwan retorted. Later, Bhagwan smilingly said, "For 20 years, I was afraid whenever Rangan came whether he would bring a girl and get me married. I was quite literally afraid of Rangan." Rangan was soon steeped in troubles again. His wife was sick, his daughters were not married, he had lost his job, and he could not pay the mortgage for his house. Bhagwan said, "Come and stay with me." This time, Bhagwan was very stern, because Rangan kept complaining. "Bhagwan, you are answering others' questions, but you are not even talking to me. How friendly we have been. I am lamenting over my problems, but you do not even show the slightest compassion to me." This was Rangan's constant grouse. Bhagwan remained like a rock. For nearly a month or two, day and night, this continued. Rangan's constant lamentations were met by Bhagwan's stoic silence. One summer night, Rangan could not bear it anymore. He fell at Bhagwan's feet and cried, "I am not going to let go. You have to answer me. I am suffering. Help. You do not even look at my face. Please." Bhagwan helped him to his feet and pointed to the sky. In Tiruvannamalai, on clear summer nights, the stars shine brightly like diamonds strewn all over the sky. Bhagwan proceeded to give him a deep insight through the following dialogue. "Bhagwan, look up. See the smallest star there in our universe. The sun is a large star, and compared to it, our earth is very small. However, compared to that small star there, our sun is very small. Do you understand?" Rangan, "Yes, Bhagwan." "So, when compared to that star, if even the sun is so small, how small is the earth?" "It is very small, Bhagwan." "When compared to that star, how big is Asia?" "It is even smaller, Bhagwan." "When compared to that star, what is India like?" "Bhagwan, it is like a tiny dot." "When compared to that star, how about Arunachala?" "It is a very tiny dot, Bhagwan." "When compared to that star, how about you?" This proved to be an eye-opener for Rangan. All the time you think about you, the tiniest spot. Bhagwan concluded. This immediately opened the floodgates of Rangan's heart. He prostrated before Bhagwan and wept profusely. With Bhagwan's grace, he had the ecstasy of enlightenment. Rangan could not sleep the next day. While he was lying next to Bhagwan, the master asked him to go home. When he went back, he discovered that all his problems had been solved. Bhagwan, the true, compassionate and merciful friend that he was, had saved him. Not only were his worldly troubles dissolved, but he was also blessed with spiritual awakening. When a sage attracts a devotee to himself, in many cases, he attracts the devotee's entire family with his love and wisdom. In Rangan's case too, his mother, wife and brothers were caught in the net of Bhagwan's love and became completely devoted to him. Rangan had a brother who had also been Bhagwan's classmate. Though his name was Mani, he was nicknamed Pokkiri Mani. Pokkiri means rogue in Tamil. He was a tall, tough man who intimidated people wherever he went. No one dared to pick a fight with him and gave in to every whim of his. His mother was deeply devoted to Bhagwan, even though she had only seen him as a child. When she saw Bhagwan later at Virupaksh cave, she was totally transformed. Unfortunately, her son did not share his spiritual aspirations. Once, while traveling to Tirupati, the train passed through Tiruvannamalai. Mani's mother begged him, "Let us get down here and see our Venkataraman." "I do not believe in all these fake sadhus. I won't come," he rasped. He took her to Tirupati, but on the way back, she begged again, "I can't proceed further. I must see my Venkataraman." Pokkiri Mani finally complied. "I will take you there just out of pity, but do not expect me to prostrate or talk politely before him. I will be the same Pokkiri Mani. I do not respect these spiritual people. In fact, if you have no objection, I will just screw his ears, pull him back to Madurai and leave him with his mother." Renouncing at this tender age, what utter nonsense. At Virupaksh cave, Rangan's mother prostrated before Bhagwan, while Pokkiri Mani stood there obstinately. Then Bhagwan just looked at him. The next moment, his body was flat in front of Bhagwan. He did not know what hit him. After some time, he got up and looked at Bhagwan. This time, he was a changed man. Something had happened. His mother asked, "Do you know who he is? Do you recognize him?" "Ah, why not? He is our Pokkiri Mani." The transformation was so profound that he swung to the other extreme. He became a more ardent devotee than Rangan. He took Bhagwan as the Lord himself and had much reverence for him. He had such reverence that he would sometimes stand outside Bhagwan's cave, send somebody inside telling them, "Please tell Bhagwan that Brahma has come." What he meant was, Bhagwan was Shiva, the most powerful god, and he was Brahma, a lesser god, but nevertheless a god. Bhagwan was in Somandevan temple one day, which is close by to the ashramam. This time, Pokkiri Mani came to him and complained with reverence, "Bhagwan, you are treating yourself like a marble and also making a start like that. How can this be allowed?" Bhagwan was amused by Pokkiri Mani. Mani had two sons. One was learned in scholarship and the other was in music. So Pokkiri Mani asked Bhagwan that when there were silver spoons in their hand, why should they take them and put them in their feet? Bhagwan did not answer. Bhagwan was a faraway man in person. Once, Pokkiri Mani's family was invited to Sankaram Mutt. They all went there obediently, but Pokkiri Mani refused to follow them and said, "I will not receive initiation from human beings. You may say that they are holy people, but I will only get initiated by God, and my God is Ramana Maharshi." He caught the next train to Tiruvannamalai and told Bhagwan, "All our family members have gone to the Shankaracharya to be initiated into a mantra. I told them that I will get direct initiation only from Bhagwan, and hence I have come to you." Bhagwan began to laugh. Looking at Bhagwan's response, Mani said, "This won't do. I will not go away from here until you give me a mantra." Bhagwan remained quiet and smiled, but Mani was adamant. Finally, Bhagwan looked at him and said, "Shiva, Shiva." From that moment on, he constantly chanted the holy name Shiva, Shiva and was completely transformed. Though his physical body suffered from tuberculosis, he chanted his mantra every minute of the day. His family members soon observed that this erstwhile rogue now had a face that shone with luster. When he was about to die, he told them, "I must have my God's darshan." He was brought to the present Ramanasramam, where he told Bhagwan, "Bhagwan, I am going to leave this body, therefore let this body have your blessings." Bhagwan was always amused by Pokkiri Mani. One never knew what he was going to do next. He got down on the floor and rolled around Bhagwan's seat 3 times and said, "Now the journey of this body is over." He went home chanting, "Shiva, Shiva, Shiva, Shiva." Just before he dropped his body, he told his grieving wife, "Do not worry, I am not leaving you. I will come back and take you with me after 40 days. His wife died after exactly 40 days. The moment the grace of the Guru falls on you, you are transformed for sure. Who could have imagined that Rangan and Pokkiri Mani would be so magically changed?